All right, so I am Keketso, like I've just mentioned. I will be facilitating this session tonight. My background, I'm an ex-economic science teacher. I am a business accountant, a transformation activist. I'm a crypto educator and a network marketer. So when I started with cryptocurrency, actually, I started with Bitcoin accumulation. Um, that's the only thing that we knew at the time. So that's the only thing we did. And then later on, we got introduced to Bitcoin mining, which is the second strategy of accumulating Bitcoin. That is what I would like to actually expand on tonight. But before I go a little bit deeper, on Bitcoin mining. I'd like us just to have a slight background of what is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is money. Bitcoin is a digital form of money. Bitcoin is a new form of money, which is just getting into circulation. I think we're about 14 to 15 years old now, this Bitcoin, and it's really a new form of money. So there are a lot of people who are looking at it who are saying, no, I can't get involved in that because of the fluctuations. No, it's a scam. No, I'm waiting for my government to tell me to buy Bitcoin. No, I got scammed. There are still lots and lots of things that people are saying. Like people used to say lots and lots of things about a computer itself, about internet, um, about Facebook even. I don't even want to talk about WhatsApp. Every time there's a new technology, there will always be those people that step in first, and there will always be, again, a group of people that will come last. And we all know that when corporations come through, yeah, we know that at least by that time, it has been 10 years, that technology been in the system. And when the governments come in, the government comes in with the world money. That's where the money of the people is. So when they come in, so the whole world will be getting into Bitcoin. So I want to believe that right now, when they're still grappling with legislation, is the right time to hear about Bitcoin, and it's the right time to start involving yourself into Bitcoin. For some of us who have been in the space for quite a long time, we have seen the good days, we have seen the bad days. When they say it's a scam, that's what we know. We've gone through that. When they say you can make a lot of money in crypto, that's it, is true. That's what we have gone through as well. When they say no, it's going to bubble, it's going to bubble up, it's going to disappear. We were there already, and we were listening to different voices of leaders in the financial sectors, competing, talking about this Bitcoin. And I think most of us, what kept us here and, still being here is because of the technology that is behind these Bitcoin, which is called technology. Blockchain technology, it's one of or rather, let me say, it's a technology that can be used by different sectors. So it's just becoming loud now when it is used in the financial sector. And so, because we all have challenges, financial challenges, the system of money currently it's not working for everyone. So, um, you know, creators out there, entrepreneurs out there, just came with Bitcoin as a solution because the system of money is hurting the majority of the people in the world. So we're trying to come up with something that can assist people, come out of this lack of money, which is being caused by the continuous decrease of the purchasing power of money as designed by the government, together with the banks. So Bitcoin is a solution, and many people are beginning to understand. Many, corporations, businesses out there are beginning to understand, and governments are beginning to also understand. And so it is our responsibility, who have been in the space for some time, to share, to continue to give people information so that then they can understand and make their own decision. It's very important. It will be wrong for us to be quiet, because when we are quiet, then people will not have the information, and therefore they will end up missing this opportunity in our lifetime. Actually, I believe that we are fortunate to have this kind of a system of money that is just coming up during our lifetime, when we are adults working, when we can buy, when we can mine, when we have businesses, we can accept this Bitcoin. We are a really fortunate generation. So for me, I don't take it lightly that I knew about Bitcoin, because somebody took their time to let me know about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a currency. It's a medium of exchange. We can exchange goods or services. It's a currency. I always say it depends on which country you are in. Other places it's called a crypto asset, like ours here in South Africa. In other countries, they call it a currency. So it is money, right? Again, it gets to be defined as a commodity. So a commodity will be that asset which is limited in supply, which is scarce. So we find that Bitcoin really mimics the characteristics of a commodity. It is scarce. Bitcoin is limited to 21 million, and therefore we are not going to have any other, Bitcoin after we have mined 21 million Bitcoins. And again, because it is scarce, therefore it will increase in value. So the price of Bitcoin will increase in value. The price of Bitcoin has been increasing in value. It started at those numbers, so many zeros, up to 8 digits, and then it started gaining value as people started trading with it. Now, a lot of people got it when it was 200 Rand, others got it when it was 5,000 Rand, others 10,000, others are only hearing about it today when it's already over 1 million, 1.5 million, right? So it is going to keep on going up. It is fluctuating, and a lot. We've seen even in the past days, for those who are watching news and listening, to news, because of the wars out there, we've seen the movement of Bitcoin, sliding right to the bottom, and therefore we've also seen it again regaining its value, going up, because the price of Bitcoin is determined by the market. Then that is why you will see those fluctuations. It is not government controlled. There is no boardroom that decides anything about Bitcoin, which is one of the reasons why companies and all highly educated people in the financial sector were really not thinking that Bitcoin can go anyway, because it does not need them. anyone can just buy a lot of it and sell a lot of it anytime they feel like doing it. So because of those fluctuations, many people got kicked out of the system altogether, whilst others learned about it and threw themselves into the system of Bitcoin. And therefore, they kept on holding and they keep on holding and they will continue to do so. So I was talking about it is a commodity. It is, again, a payment system. Like we said, it's a medium of exchange. So you pay with it. I can send you Bitcoin right now. Sorry for that. You can receive it also right now. So between you and me, there is no intermediary, there is no bank, but there are miners, there are machines, there is a technology in between. And that is the blockchain technology that will therefore be used to verify these transactions, to make sure that the Bitcoins I've sent you are exactly, the Bitcoins that were created by these mines. So that is what is Bitcoin. It is the money of the future. So the coming generations are going to ask us a question. Where were you when people were accumulating Bitcoin? So that is why we step into it, because we understand that at one point money used to be wheat, but it moved from wheat into another, form of money up until gold was used as money. It's still used as money today, but not like before. And now we moved into these coins and paper money. And now we're moving out of that, we're getting into another form of money. So it's a movement. People always move to something else when there are problems with what they are doing, or with what they are using. So that is why we can talk about Bitcoin. Probably in the many years to come, there will be another form of money that, people of that time will use. Moving along, Bitcoin doesn't just appear. Bitcoin needs to be mined. It needs to be created. We don't use creation in the space. We use mining. Mining is the right term. When you talk about the genesis of Bitcoin, it has to be mined, and we use that blockchain technology to mine it. And therefore, the machines that gets to then mine these Bitcoins are miners. Those are miners. Miners are not people like in our circumstance. Now, when you talk about a miner, you talk about someone who is mining gold somewhere in a mining house somewhere. But when we come here, we talk, those are machines, and therefore Bitcoin mining, it's a very, very important activity or an event in the whole system of Bitcoin, because it is because of Bitcoin mining that we are able to issue new Bitcoins, to create new Bitcoins. As we create new Bitcoins, that's when we mine these Bitcoins. Probably the question will be how. There is a mathematical formula that needs to be solved. And therefore, whoever gets to solve it will then be compensated with these Bitcoins. And that's how these Bitcoins now gets to be sent into circulation, where people will be buying them. It started by peer-to-peer, but then later on, some other people saw business opportunity, and then they started creating exchange houses where people can then register themselves in exchanges like your Alcoin trader here in South Africa, Luno, Vala, and others. Those owners, the owners of those companies saw the opportunity and said, I'm going to be this platform where people will come and buy all these different kinds of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin. So all those Bitcoins that they are buying really they coming from the miners. They're coming from companies who have set up the machines and mining these Bitcoins. So there is a competition out there. All these companies and individuals who are mining, they are competing. Whoever gets the formula right then gets to be compensated. So no one knows that today I'm going to make 100 Bitcoins. Today I'm going to make 10,000 Bitcoins. Nobody knows. So they keep on just getting into space and mining. They get to mine some more. Sometimes they get to mine less. Then the other thing that these miners do, they verify transactions. The example that I made, when I send you money, when I send you these Bitcoins, the miners in between will be the ones that verify the transactions and see that the Bitcoin that I'm sending you are actually the ones that these miners have actually created or compensated with. So because of that, of miners, network becomes stable. So because they are checking on each other. So the network is always stable. There is no one who will just log into the blockchain system and just try to create a new Bitcoin which does not agree with the rest. No, that blockchain technology, it has integrity by itself. It's cryptographic and so on and so on. So it really creates stability within the system of Bitcoin. So it provides that security. You cannot be worried about what if we have a scammer who does this. No, because of these miners, there is no one. If there's anyone, then their transaction will be rejected by the rest of other miners. The most important part or point that I want to talk about is the decentralization, that mining is decentralized. It's not centralized. It's decentralized. It is scattered all over the world. So now we've got to not put aside the fact that there's war out there. Countries are fighting, are threatening each other. Missiles are flying out there, and they just hit these buildings. It's not like us here. If we are to go on war, it's a face-to-face. It's an AK-47 type of a war. But out there, they have technology. The missiles are going all over the place. And therefore, whatever happens in those countries, mining is not happening only in those countries. So Bitcoin is built in such a way that it is war-proof. So when there is wars like this, rumors of wars and people threatening each other, we're coming to a place where we have to kind of like look again and say, okay, which countries really are mining, which ones are fighting, and we look at all that and be able to say it is just going to be creating even more opportunities. Um, you know, Business people will stand out and look and say, okay, the countries that are concentrated with Bitcoin mining, which will be these dark green ones, and the lighter green ones, they're scattered, they're not concentrated. So all those countries, USA, you're talking about China, and China, Russia, they are the ones that are in war actually, and they also have these mining plants. Bitcoin is digital, but the way to create it's in a physical way, because you have to have a machine that gets to be plugged in a building somewhere. So we have US, we have China, Russia, we have Kazakhstan, of which way that's where our mines some of our mines are. We have Canada, Germany. If you look right at number 10, we have the global south, we have Africa, we have Latin America. Definitely here in Africa, mining is really beginning to pick up as well in some of the countries here in Africa. So because it is decentralized, mining will continue, whether they bomb it in US, whether they bomb it in Russia or wherever, it will continue in other countries. It will continue. Mining will continue in people's houses. Whoever is mining in their own homes, mining will continue. That's the nature of Bitcoin. That's what we mean when we say it is decentralized. It is decentralized so that nobody can be able to control it. All right, let me just get into these Bitcoin halving. So in the Bitcoin system, there is this event which is called Bitcoin halving. So Bitcoin halving means that the supply will be halved at a certain point of mining. The supply will be halved. So the way Bitcoin is created or the specifications of Bitcoin, it's set that after every 210,000 blocks of Bitcoins, there must be halving. So meaning if I have to give this information, every 10 minutes, new Bitcoins are created. So that will be a block of Bitcoin. That will be a block that will have been completed, transactions verified and mathematical formula gotten right. And so a block of this Bitcoin will be completed. It will be ready, checked, and set everyone satisfied or the system satisfied and moved and put aside. And and whoever got it right will be compensated with, when it started, they were given 50 Bitcoins every 10 minutes, which just resulted in 7,200 Bitcoins, created in a day. But then Bitcoin rule say after every 210 blocks of issuing Bitcoins, there must be a halving. So a halving says we are going to reduce the supply by half. So from 50 it will be 25. Every 10 minutes of mining this Bitcoin, 25 Bitcoins will be given to the miners as a compensation, as a subsidy. And then again, we start again from scratch. And then the next 210,000 blocks, when they are done, it will be halved again. So to 12.5 Bitcoins every 10 minutes, right? And then again, after 210,000 blocks mined, 6.25, which that's what we actually left last year in 2024. We were at 6.25 Bitcoins every 10 minutes. Now, as we speak, the 10 minutes that we've been here, they have already, miners have already been paid so many times this 3.125 Bitcoins. Right. So we can see the decline of supply. Can see the decline of supply. And as this supply is declining like this, where are the buyers? We find that people who are really holding lots and lots of money are only now trying to get into the system in big numbers. There are early players. I don't even want to talk about those ones. But the ones that really have the global monies are only getting themselves ready to enter into the space. And the supply is already small. From 50, it's now at 3.125. Now, this halving has happened since 2012. It came to 2016, 2020 during COVID, Bitcoins just kept on going. And then we came here to 2024. We are looking forward to 2028. So far, 210,000 blocks have been over a period of 4 years. So we can see how the decline has happened from 7.2 Bitcoins to 3.6, 1.8900. Today, we are at 450 Bitcoins a day, right? So it's only now that governments will be coming. Definitely, we are going to hit like a shortage, a serious shortage of Bitcoin in the near future. So that is what Bitcoin halving is, and that is how the price of Bitcoin is able to move from 1 rand to 1.5 million because of reduced supply and increasing demand. All right, moving along. And so as we can look at the prices here, in 2012, it was $4.70. In 2020, 7.2. And right now, it's somewhere around 100,000. Yes, $100,000, 106, 105. It's really between 100,000 and 110,000 at the moment. But somebody says the minimum, by the time we finish here, this year, 2025, we will have touched at least 158, 158, 166, 158, $1,000. All right. So these are price predictions. So people are predicting that money and the price of this Bitcoin will keep on going up. And the people that are talking today are really are people who know, who are in the financial sector. There are people who are where money is. They are the ones that are telling us that this is how it's going to go up. If you can see here at the bottom, Julian Timmer, Fidelity's global head of macro, has claimed that Bitcoin could go as high as 1 billion by 2038. So, he knows what he is doing, what he has been doing, and what he'll be doing. What are they talking about when they're talking about all these, monies that they're holding for governments and private sector? They know that in 2038, it should be 1 billion. Amazing. So, and that is not, I can just say right now that it will happen. They may miss the year, but the price will ultimately come. Okay, also we have the Bitcoin price prediction by Standard Bank. Standard Bank is saying 2025 Bitcoin will be at $200,000. So we are looking forward to that as well. Now, this slide here just shows us, it compares the fiat money and Bitcoin. Fiat money is government money, our rands, our pula, our dollars. So it's fiat money controlled by government. So with $20, in 1998, $20 will fill up this trolley. In 2012, if you had 1 Bitcoin, you actually had nothing. It was like 2 rand or 5 rand, something like that. So you could only just put in the cake flour, you see. But in the year 2005, the same $20, you can see that this trolley is becoming smaller. Looking at 2005, 2014, it's just getting to what's nothing in the trolley. Look at 2025, the same $20. So if you take your $20, put it under the mattress, and then that tells you that the value of that $20 which is about maybe what 390. If we can put, say, 400 rand under the mattress, in the next year, you will be buying less with that 400, you know, compared to if you can buy something today. The value of money that is controlled by government is losing its power. They created it to lose power, or rather, they are not able to grow the value of this money that they're creating so that it can benefit everyone. So we have a lot of monetary policies that are just making people poorer and poorer every day. But look at how Bitcoin is structured. Because of that Bitcoin halving, 2012, you could buy nothing. But in 2025, you can buy this beautiful car here, which is almost 2 million a car. So the value has gone up. Now imagine if you bought it in 2012. Imagine if you bought it in 2014, whilst it was still 200 rand, 500 rand. Now you'll be sitting with 1.5 million. So next year, this time, or maybe 2 years down the line, we'll be putting here 2025, 2026, 2027. The price of Bitcoin that time will have hit maybe 8 million, 10 million, and we'll also be saying, comparing these years like that, the value of Bitcoin keeps going up. That's the bottom line. Now, I want to just show you what people do, what I do, what we do in trying to accumulate this Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin can be accumulated by buying and holding. You can have a business and accept Bitcoin. You can mine it. You can trade it, buying and selling, be a trader there, a day trader, trade it, or you can can do Bitcoin mining. So we have a company here called iMine, which is really a company that offers both Bitcoin mining and the network marketing business, affiliate marketing. So what Bitcoin iMine is saying is that come, let's mine Bitcoin together, and then I will pay you for inviting people, for bringing people to us for mining. So iMine, is partnered with a company called MineBest. Just moving forward, it's partnered with a company called MineBest. And so MineBest has been mining for so many years. MineBest is the one that has the infrastructure. They do have all these mining houses in different countries. So iMine is bringing, ordinary people like us into the Bitcoin mining space. So we are mining with iMine, but we know that infrastructure is sitting with MineBest. So here is iMine registered in El Salvador for cloud mining, BTC investment teachings, and BTC marketing networks. So when you come in and become part of the community at iMine, what you are going to be getting here, like I said, is MineBest. You benefit from the infrastructure of MineBest. You get 24/7 support from iMine. You are part of this company, iMine, which is pioneering force in crypto mining industry. And you become part of the community that wins, the community that gets to be compensated for bringing more people into cryptocurrency space. And so you get paid in bonuses and rewards. So when you become part of the community and get to be paid with bonuses, rewards, and ranks and all of that. That is when you have decided to do the affiliate marketing part of it. So like I said, when you join iMine community, you have two options. You can mine Bitcoin passively, where you'll be paid every day. Um, Again, you can also decide to do affiliate marketing. So the entry point is to mine passively and then grow your business through affiliate marketing. So you need to be mining, and then you can therefore participate in affiliate marketing. All right. So where do you start? You start into in these three ways. You're gonna have to ask a person who referred you to this meeting, ask them for a link, and then you'll choose the hash power package. And then from there, understand that you then start to mine the next day, like one day later, then you'll start to mine. So how does this mine work? How much is it? We have different packages over here. We have a 10,000 USDT package, 3.5, 2,000, 250 USDT. So you can start anywhere where you want to start. So normally people who like to build businesses, most of them, they will start with 250 and then start inviting people to come into mining, get compensated with Bitcoin, and then keep on growing their mining with the earnings. Other people are busy. They are already, occupied. They're looking for investment to do something, to just put their money into something. And when they come to iMine, then they buy here any of the packages and they continue with their work. So they become passive, community members, because iMine is not an investment company. It's an affiliate marketing company, basically. So you continue mining. So you look at the conditions as well. Once you bought the package, you'll mine the next day, like we said. So the amount that you come with to mine will give you a computing power, which is expressed in terahash. So you'll be given a certain power to mine. So like a 250, if you start with 250, you'll mine at 13 terahash. And then after 700 days, there's a special that is running now. After 700 days of mining, that 13 terahash will be doubled to 26. So if you start with 3,500, you're going to be mining with the speed of 182. And then after 700 days, it's doubled to 364, which is going to be so interesting. If you start today, 700 days will be somewhere around 2027 to 2028, where we'll be looking like going into halving again. So and your mind will be doubled. So it's again a good idea to build now so that at that time you have high speed of mining. So these are the conditions of these packages of buying. When you buy this, these are the conditions that come with the contract. Now, the affiliate marketing, here it's people who like to do business. They like business. They like to get bonuses. They like to work hard. They like to be recognized. So here is the sales compensation plan. So we have compensation plan 1, 2, and 3, plus rank ups and bonuses. Right? Let me explain the compensation 1. The compensation 1, any package that a person comes in with you get to be paid 10% of it, right? Here's an example here. If a person comes in with that 10,500 package, then you get 10% of that, which is $1,000, which in rands will be 19,000 rands. So that will be the money that gets to be paid to you, as a bonus. So you can go out there and look for those people who can afford 10,500. And when you find them, because they are there, then you'll always be paid by this $1,000, and therefore you'll always be getting the 10%. All right, then the compensation plan 2 is the binary cycle bonus. That's another one where actually the money is. This is where money is made in this affiliate marketing model of iMine. If you look at my far right where the cursor is, we have there a table of packages, and then there's a binary points as well allocated. Now, if you have a package of 10,500, you'll be allocated 21 points. If you buy a package of 2,000 points, it's 4 points, binary points, right? $250 package has 0.5 points. So all these are the points that are going to be, given to the users here on the binary structure. So iMine uses the binary structure, left and right. So this is you here, and then we have user 1 on the left and user 2 on the right. Okay, so let's say you are out there, so you actually just found one person who bought with the 3,500. So here is our user 1 here. So you are going first to get $350 as your 10%, kind of like compensation 1. And then you are going to be given 7 points. So here on your left, just below your name here, your username, there will be 7 that is captured there. Then when you get user 2, for the sake of the example, let's say you get another one with 3,500. So that's your user 2. You put the user 2 on the right. Isn't it you want to make money now? So you put user 2 on the right. So on the right side here of of your block, there will be another 7 there. So there's 7 points on the left and 7 points on the right. These are the points that are coming from the packages that are bought by user 1 and user 2. Now the rule says here, every time you have 5 points on the left and 5 points on the right, we will give you $150. So I saw that the rand is getting strong and the dollar is losing. So when you look, it's 2.6. So because now the rand is getting stronger, you'll then be paid 2,600 thereabout. That $150 is 2.6 that you are going to get on that day, And so as you continue, say you find again another users, or let me just say your user 1 goes and come up with user 4, they plug user 4 here, and then they plug user 5, or you plug user 5 under user 1. So user 1, using the same example of 3.57 points, user 1 will have 7. So user 1 is going to get this $150 that night. And you are also going to get these points. They're all again going to come to you here on the left. 7 points from user 5, 7 points from user 4. that is 14. So if you have, again, user 7 here with 7 points, it means you have 5, 5, then you are going to cycle. But at the same time, user 1 also is going to cycle and get that $150. Now, moving to bonus cycle 3, focusing on you. So what is going to happen here is that you are now going to be given $10. $10 for when user 1 cycles, the company matches their binary cycle bonus with $10. Then you get to be paid $10. So every time anyone that you brought into the business, when they cycle, you get $10. That is compensation 3. Otherwise, every time anyone in the structure, when there is 5 points on the left, 5 points on the right, anyone will therefore cycle. So we have been through this structure. This is exactly where lots and lots of money get to be made. And then we also have ranks here. When we start, we are all starting here as minors, but for those that are doing affiliate marketing, then their sales volume increases, and then the company compensates them according to their work, according to how much they bring into the business, and then they also increase their cycles, their bonus cycles, increases from 2, it will go to 4 to 6 to 8 to 9 to 10, depending on where people are on the structure. So these are the rankings and bonuses that come with the rankings. So I'm sure here the person that invited you here will therefore explain it further. So as I'm closing on the 14th of April 2025, we had the 30th anniversary in Dubai, and that's where iMine was celebrating, and some of people from South Africa, and all over the world were there. Some of the people are in the call who attended this event, and they therefore celebrated, got to meet MindBest CEO, they got to meet iMine CEO, they got to meet other leaders of different countries. So next year, we'll be going to Dubai again, 2026, celebrating 4 years. So far, again, what we can say, these numbers have already changed. We have users, almost 35,000 users on the platform. We have 46,000 hash power packages sold. We have 36 million total compensation payments made to people. $36. How many Bitcoins are those? And then rank upgrade bonus is about 2.1 million. So ordinary people have Bitcoin out there. And then the estimation of sales in years, in 2024, iMine managed to make $100 million. So 2025, they're looking at making 200 to double that. And in 2026, $480 million. And then in 2028, they are looking at making $1 billion, which is a lot of money. So they are confident that they will get there because more and more people are getting into Bitcoin, into cryptocurrency. Oh, yes. So I hope that we will all be able to go to the 4th anniversary in 2026 in Dubai next year. Otherwise, this brings me to the end of this presentation tonight. I don't know if there's anyone with questions out there. You are free to ask if there is any question.